Okay, hi. There are so many people here who are here for the first time. So ladies, hi, my name is Kelly, and that was my really hot husband that you got to see a second ago. I know, that's exciting. But I am just stoked that you are here tonight. I believe that God has you here for a reason. I know some of you are here because church doesn't really interest you, but your friend convinced you this was better than church. So, you know, it is a little bit of church, but it's a whole lot of other crazy things too. So I just want to tell you the purpose of Twirl because this is our 11th Twirl. Now, it's not our 11th year because when I started doing it, I didn't know how big it was going to get. And so we did like 4 the first year. Now I think I'd rather die just because I can't handle that. But back when we started, I was just like, what if we did something to empower women and what would it be? And this is what I came up with. The purpose of Twirl is to thrill women with the truth of your unique design from God and to move them to twirl with open arms, generous hearts, and meaningful friendships that together will change the world. Sound good? Because, you know, as little girls, we like to put on those twirly skirts, and then we twirl, and we're so free, and we're so innocent, and you know, we're not worried about anything. And then later on, as we get a little bit older, life tends to beat the twirl out of us a little bit, you know? And so, right? Yeah? And so then, you know, you get worried that somebody's going to trip you or that your cellulite will show. Does anybody else have cellulite, or am I just alone? Okay. We're just going to lay it all out. Not the cellulite, but lay it, you know. But seriously, I got this skirt for $8 at Rue. No, Forever 21. Forever 21, right? Yeah, it's my goal to buy cheap clothes. But anyway, I feel like it shows everything. But I was like, you know what? This is Twirl. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, right? So I just think that for Twirl, what my goal is just that you would maybe be able to just let go of whatever it is that's keeping you from twirling, that's tripping your twirl, and just be empowered once again to just be who you are and be who God created you to be, no matter what that looks like, no matter who you are. And then part of it too is that I'm a really social person. I like people, and I like having people over to my house, but I have a nice house, but it could not fit all of you. So this is kind of like welcome to my living room, you know? And so it's like, we're gonna come and hang out. And so this is gonna be a little bit different from the weekend services at church, which mean it probably won't be super smooth and we might mess things up. You know, whatever. That way we lower our expectations on ourselves, you know? And the band girls are like, we did our part, we're done now, you can relax, it's it. Didn't they do a great job? They can sing and dance and play instruments, so I'm super proud of them. And also the men who are bravely taking care of your kids, running production, doing all of that, we should give them a big hand too. All right, so get Instagram, #FightForAGirl. We're gonna give away a couple of prizes that are found on Instagram tonight during Twirl, but do turn the noise of your phone off, because otherwise you'll be that one person who's embarrassed partway through when somebody calls you. If you're watching at home, #TwirlParty, send a picture. We have people coming from all over, so who are watching. I'm gonna say hi to Whitney in Colorado, my mom and my sisters in Alabama, Dina Bergman up in Duluth, somebody's in from New York, they said. We got people from everywhere, so make sure you guys pop in the chat. Okay, are you ready to move on? Now, at church on the weekends here, we're all about making it comfortable for people, especially people here for the first time. At Twirl, we're all about embarrassing people who are here for the first time. I'm kidding. We're not going to embarrass you, but what we would like to do is honor you and celebrate you because you're with a bunch of chick sisters. So if you are at the Crossing Church for the very first time, would you stand up so we can give you a big old hand? Okay, you can sit down. If you are at a Twirl event for the first time, stand up. Dude, That's a lot. That means you weren't at the last one, were you? Why are y'all laughing? This is bothering me. Okay, so at the last twirl, I had what is arguably, not even arguably, it just truly is, one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. If you watched it online, you didn't see it because we edited it. But because I'm a glutton for punishment, I'm okay with who I am. We just thought we'd share it with you tonight, so here you go. Okay, we have another caught on camera. Who is it? Oh, she's so busy Instagramming. But who's the cute pregnant girl behind her? Oh my gosh, please tell me you're pregnant. All the blood just drained out of my head. Yeah? Okay, who's behind her? Who's behind her too? So we got two people in this picture. Are you pregnant? No. I owe you so much money right now. It's just the angle at which you were standing. Oh, somebody help me. Okay, so we have two things here. Number one, I stepped in it so bad. You pretty much can have anything you want right now. Okay, and then please pass this body scrub right here to my dear friend in the white dress, and also a bubble bath, and all the bubble baths that you want. Just come and see me afterwards, and possibly anything that you see in here. Except my husband. That's the only thing that's off limits there. When I tell people that my mouth gets me into trouble, they don't understand until moments like this. What? Oh yeah, we'll take you to dinner. Eric just offered. Okay. He's a softie. I'm like, I was 39 years old. I know better than that. It is hard to see the screens from here, I will tell you that. So here's what happened. After Twirl, which it was crazy, you know, so Eric ran and tracked this girl down. It was her first time at the crossing. Her name is Amy, and Eric was like, oh my gosh, we are so sorry. Can we get your information so that we can take you to lunch and all of that? And she was the sweetest thing you ever did meet, because she looked at him and she goes, it's okay, it's totally okay. Now, she could have been so offended, right? But she was like, it's okay. You know what? I'm just gonna take that as a prophetic word from God, because my husband and I have been trying to get pregnant for a year. And so we were like, oh my gosh, we're gonna start praying, mostly because I was so dang embarrassed. So I told the staff, you know, and they all grieved with me, but we started praying, and I have a guest to introduce to you tonight. Amy, will you come out? Hi. Oh, it's on, okay. I'm so surprised he's okay with this noise.
Oh, he loves it.
Okay, can you introduce your son and tell us when he was born?
This is Jackson Wesley, and he was born May 2nd.
He was born May 2nd. So it was just a few weeks later that we had lunch. She came to church with her friend. We saw each other after the service, and then we went and we got seated at the dinner table, and she waited until then to say, I have something to tell you. You got pregnant
5 weeks after. Well, that week, after that week of Twirl, I found out 5 weeks later that I was 5 weeks pregnant.
Oh, it's so loud. Oh, she found out 5 weeks later that she was 5 weeks pregnant. Now listen, I don't know the mind of God. You know, like, we're not going to pretend we know the mind of God or what he did or didn't do, but I kind of wonder if, because you spoke so much faith in that uncomfortable situation, if God was like, you know what, here you go. And so we're just super excited for you, and we have some gifts for you. You won't be able to carry them, but they'll help you. But we know that new moms have really nothing better to do than sit around and eat truffles and do their nails. So we have for you, Amy, some truffles from my friend Jeff and Katie's new business they're just starting called For the Love of Truffles. And a nail set, a fingernail set, whatever, manicure set. And then for Jackson, he will always remember his interesting start because he's got a whole collection of books. I mean, you're a teacher, so we figured you would like that. So we'll let Robin take care of them for you. Can you give her a hand, everybody? Thank you for coming. Isn't that cool? Isn't it cool how God can redeem situations like that? And sometimes I think he watches to see how we're going to handle something that is difficult or could be offensive. If we choose not to be offended, but just lay back and trust him that he might want to do something really cool. Isn't that cool? I love that so much. Okay, so what we do with Twirl is we do segments. So there's a lot of segments that we usually do every time, and sometimes we pick and choose. So we're doing a new segment this time that's called Throwback Twirl, or hashtag TBT for those of you who are on social media. So Kelsey's going to come up here and participate with me for the Throwback Twirl. It got shorter?
Well,
since you put it on?
No, since I walked up the stairs.
Oh.
I've been on a good day.
Did anybody else dye your hair to match your dress or get a dress that matched your hair?
Just to clarify, it was an accident. I would never
There's no way.
on purpose.
No, that's true. That is true. Kelsey is the office manager at the Crossing Church, and she's also the coordinator of Twirl, so give it up for Kelsey. She literally had her fingers in every single aspect of this entire event. So for that, I'm going to give you permission to make fun of my hair.
Yes, that's what I'm about to do, is make fun of Pastor Kelly's hair, because I used to watch Sally, Jesse, Raphael. Anybody else? Right? And she did this thing every once in a while where she would do like a throwback of all her hairstyles and all her red glasses. And I was like, Pastor Kelly, guess what we should do? So we did it. Let's look at this. Yeah, I mean, she's always been a babe. But I would say she's more of a babe now. That was okay, right? That was a compliment, right?
You never know what Kelsey's going to say.
Well, you gave me the mic.
You want me to tell them what you said that one time?
There are many times to choose from, so I'm not sure which one.
One time that as soon as you said it, you were like...
Oh yeah, like, you mean the worst moment of my entire life?
Yes, yeah. Hey, you got to see mine.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, you can tell that story,
really?
Or we could skip it.
Oh, okay. Well, this is funny because we were looking at, I was not even there. So it was Kelsey, Pastor Eric, Pastor Dave, like a few people were gathered
I'm
around.
hoping Pastor Eric has blocked this out of his memory for all of time. That's good. You might just want to sing a song in your head, plug your ears right now.
So they were pulling up old pictures of the church, for like something. And there was a picture of me and Kelsey.
Hold on now, because you're about to just throw me right under the bus.
Yeah.
Guys, it was a long time ago. She had just had a baby. It was a bad angle.
No, it was for real. But she just was in the office doing her job, and they're looking at pictures of me, and she goes, "Oh, there's Pastor Kelly. Look how saggy her boobs are." Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, no, that really happened, guys.
Yeah. And then she's like,
"No, let me tell you what happened. All the air left the room, like it became a literal black hole." Okay? Everyone else stopped moving, did not move. They were like, "Don't make eye contact, don't show your teeth, don't show any fear." And Pastor Eric turns real slow, looks me dead in the eyes, and says, "Shh." Yep.
That's super funny. So that was really great.
That was so great.
Isn't it good to know that we're not the only ones that say dumb things sometimes? I don't know, I think so. Okay, so another throwback that we're gonna do, we've actually done this before at Twirl, but it keeps coming up now and then, and I was like, we'll do that this next Twirl. And that is the segment of our show that we like to call How to Pull That Off. Okay, so for how to pull that off, we've done a variety of things, but this one we're gonna do walking in high heels. Because I wear high heels all the time, and a lot of times people come to me and they're like, how do you walk in your high heels? You know, and I'm like, I don't know, I walk, but practice, whatever. But here's the thing, do you see Kelsey's feet? This is actually how she planned to come to Twirl.
I brought flip-flops in my purse, just kind of as like a novelty item. No intentions of wearing them.
Okay, so I'm gonna make Kelsey
I don't
walk in
own
high
dress
heels.
shoes.
She doesn't own dress shoes.
Sorry, Mom. Yep.
So it's because we have such a professional office environment. Okay, I'm sorry, camera guys, I just moved that. So I have brought a pair of high heels. Now, Kelsey has not practiced walking in these at all. However, we did try them on to make sure they would fit. Okay, so.
The other thing we didn't try is me putting them on in this dress. So maybe talk amongst yourselves. All right, one down.
Gotta help a girl
Please
out.
play some music. Camera guys, do anything else. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Just for the record, I'm good at a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I also would like to say, if I fall in these, you all are going to regret coming tonight.
No, probably not. Probably
not.
not. I think the only person that would feel bad for you is your mom.
She will feel bad. My mom's in the front row, and
She's really nice.
horrified right now.
Okay. Okay.
This is what 30 years of parenting has led you to, Mom.
Yeah. All right, so I believe that you need to you can't walk on that pad, you'll kill yourself.
Nope. Okay, so the trick she taught me was to straighten your knee. At some point during this debacle, I'm supposed to straighten my legs.
Hey. You're so tall.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's great.
Look at me.
Yeah, yeah.
All I need is a high heel buddy, and I'm good.
I'm not sure if she's Okay, all right, you got this. Okay.
Okay. Are we done?
I don't know. No,
Please.
okay. So the thing that a lot of people do, okay. The thing that a lot of people do when they start wearing heels for the first time is they walk like this. Like you just got waxed
Kind of like.
I pointed at her not because she did, but she does. Anyway. If you need to be waxed, Christy Turner. She's multi-talented. She's my assistant, director of operations, waxer.
All at the same time.
Not at the same time. Okay, anyway, so the thing is that you don't want to just not unbend your legs. You want to take your step and then, let your leg,
Look at
extend.
that.
Well, that's because I do it all the time. So you can do anything with practice. Now, if you have back problems and stuff, don't wear these. My chiropractor yells at me frequently. I try to remember to change shoes before I go see him. But you want to let your hips kind of, let your body do its thing when you walk because that's, it looks confident. Okay,
God.
Stand up straight.
I'm trying, Pastor Kelly. Okay.
Shoulders up, own it. Your booty's on a pedestal right now. Ooh, there you go.
As soon as she holds my hand, I'm good to go. Don't let go. Don't let go of my hand.
Look how skinny she is.
Look at me. There it is. I'm ready for this segment to be over for the rest of time.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
You can use that skill in Mexico
Thank you.
with Peter.
I'm going to Mexico tomorrow with my husband.
She's leaving tomorrow morning for Mexico. That's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
What's next? Oh, hey, is there anybody who has... Do you need to take them off? It's time.
I'm at a standstill right now. Yep.
You literally are at a standstill.
Yeah.
Here.
That's why I said the word standstill. It was a pun.
That was pretty funny.
I'm glad you
that
got it.
Punny.
Thank you.
That was a great pun.
Sweet relief. Never again.
Okay, so stand up straight, let your hips move, and don't unbend your knee. Let your bend. Yeah. Okay. Oh,
I can do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I can walk like that.
Does anybody have a birthday today? Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. Actually, today. Yay, give it up.
That girl.
Come on up. Run. Give us some music. Give us some music. Woohoo. You're going to come all the way across the front. Anybody else have a birthday? Do you have a birthday today? If your birthday is today, come on up. Anybody else have a birthday today? today, June the 30th. Yay, come on over. Okay, guess what you get? Necklaces. All tied
party
together,
hats.
because that's what Kelsey does.
Put this on your head.
There you go.
Leave it on your head.
Okay, there you go. Ooh, your hair is
There you
awesome.
go.
Okay, yeah, party hat, because, you know, that's cool.
Yay,
So
it worked.
you guys use your mic and get their names.
I'm Pam.
And
Hi,
how old
Pam.
are you, Pam?
31.
Woo!
Yeah, girl.
Woo!
I'm Kay. I'm 18.
Woo! Happy
18.
birthday! All right, we have to sing the birthday song, but I need you to stand up. Now, if you're here for the first time, we're gonna sing it twice. Have you been to Twirl before?
Yeah.
Okay, have you been to Twirl before? No. Oh, cool, so you don't know what's gonna happen. All right. So it's the birthday song. Now, you new people are like, oh crap, I don't know the birthday song. It's okay, we're gonna do it twice. So that means all you old people, you sing it really loud the first time and then everybody will join in on the second, right? Yeah. All right, Here we go. 1, 2, 3. You were born this day, you were born this day. Happy birthday, baby, you were born this day. You were born this day, you were born this day. Happy birthday, baby, you were born this day. Woo! Okay, I have something for you. It is a $10 gift card to Denny's. Here you go. Happy birthday. Get yourself a birthday ice cream or pancakes. I don't know. Okay, can you help them off, Kelsey?
Yep.
Give them a hand, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kelsey. I think you're done. Do we have, you can be seated. Do we have an Instagram picture, Tracy Keach? We do? Who is it? What is it? Danny Marie 2424. Where are you? And do you have a real name? Give her a hand, everybody. Here you go. Okay, so if you are watching online with some girlfriends, #Twirl Party, at the end of the event, we will pick one of you to send a gift card so that your next gathering is on us. I don't know what the gift card is for because we'll find out where you are. Like, my family doesn't have a Starbucks anywhere near them because we live in Podunk, Alabama. But we won't pick my family, but I love you. Okay, so now we're gonna do a segment of our show that we call Good to Know. Everybody say good to know. Good to know. So these are things that I've run across in the course of my life that I think are good to know. Okay? And so I figured if I found out it and thought it was good, you might already know this. In that case, you're really smart. But I didn't know these things, so I think I have to read them off my thing. Ooh, okay, did you know that you shouldn't use scented candles at like dinner time because they mess with the taste of the food? I know, right? Okay. Okay, I learned a new trick. There's a lady that goes to our church who has these beautiful white teeth. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but anyway, this one. I was talking to her name's Heidi, and I was like, Heidi, your teeth are so white. Like, do you whiten? I know that's a super nosy question, but you know, I'm me. So I was like, do you whiten your teeth? And she said, actually, I don't do it on purpose, but my doctor prescribed me to gargle peroxide once a day. You know this? Oh, you're smart. Okay, because it helped to fight infections like in her throat or something. So the white teeth were a byproduct of the gargling of the peroxide. And so I had to ask her multiple times because I kept forgetting, but it's basically half and half. So I've been keeping a thing of peroxide. Peroxide costs like $0.25 or something. It's super cheap, or it did back when I was little. I don't know. The last one was bought by my kids for a science project, but so I just pour a little bit in a glass and stick a little bit of water in there and then just, do that. And it's been whitening my teeth. I would do before and after, except I keep forgetting to do it. So next, onions absorb germs. You know that? So if you cut an onion and you put it back in your fridge, seal it up with Tupperware, like legit. Like don't wrap it in saran wrap or just leave it sitting in there. God forbid, it's gonna soak up all the crap. But on the other hand, people have said to put it like by your bed when you're sick, because it smells good. Okay, this is important. This is important. How many of you, now I know let me just say this. We have a recovery program at the Crossing Church. We know there's some people that really shouldn't drink because it's not healthy for you, right? Yay. Yay for our Crossing recovery girls. Okay, but for those of us who do drink and it's not a problem for us, how many of you like wine? Okay. How many of you ever heard the concept of pairing certain food with certain wine? How many of you think that's crazy and how are you going to keep up? Okay, so I got it. This is the answer. You ready? Are you ready? Yes. The best food and wine pairing is to pair food you like with wine you like. Thank you. Right? That I know, right? It takes all the pressure off. Eat your food and drink your wine, whatever. Okay. I wasn't going to do this one, but I am going to. How many of you have ever not been real super happy with your weight? Has some issues? Okay. So I gained a 10 or more pounds over the last year because I don't know, I'm going to be 40 next month. And so I don't know what happened, but it started creeping up and I was getting nervous. And it was kind of cool because Pastor Maria let me borrow this book. She's like, I bought this book and I haven't had time to read it, but I feel like I'm supposed to give it to you. She gave it to me 9 weeks ago, and I started doing what it said, and I've lost 9.5 pounds. So I'm not advocating any kind of weight loss program, whatever, but it's called the FAST diet. And the philosophy is to fast 2 days a week and only do 500 calories those days, and then just eat what you want, be smart, the other 5 days a week. That's it. But not 2 days in a row, because that would suck, right? So you want to split it up, because you can do anything for a day. Everybody say, I could do anything for a day. You can do anything for a day. So anyway, you can look it up if you want to, but I was so excited today when I stepped on the scale, and I took my glasses off too, just to make sure. Hey. Look, when you're trying to hit that, right? You go sit on the toilet and just try a little bit more. And you go back out there and... I was dying of thirst. I'd been awake for 3 hours. I had only had my coffee. I'm I'm not taking a drink until I beat 148. So there you go. I never beat it. I hit 148.0 and it stopped and I was hungry. So, all right. How many of you have ever had a child completely unroll your toilet paper on the floor? Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Do you know how to keep them from doing that? Put it on wrong. I know, right, Liz? She's like, I can't do it. But I know, the better choice will be train your children. Did you come to church last weekend? That's what we talked about. However, if you're in one of those places where you're like, I ain't got no energy to train my kid right now, just flip the toilet paper around the wrong way. Oh, Liz is freaking out right now, you guys. She's crying. No, I can't do it. OCD much? Okay, so we're gonna do something with toilet paper, because the last Twirl, I really got in the hang of bringing toilet paper into Twirl. Do we have our gloves? Okay, cool. So this is what's gonna happen. This segment is called, this segment, I don't know what it's called. Okay, this is sponsored by Denny's of Otsego. I would like to know who likes pie. Okay, good. I need 4 women, 2 pairs. So you and your friend have to both volunteer. Okay, so I just see you 2 standing up right there. You 2 come on. And then you got 2 right there. Okay, you 2 come up. Come over here. Give them a hand, everybody. Run, 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 run. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna put the gloves on these girls and make them unroll the toilet paper, okay? You look lovely. Okay, so, yep. Candy, you come over here. Stand with just like that. Just stand right there facing me this way. Okay, you're gonna hold this. Be careful, these have been used, so they're kind of splintery. Okay, not used toilet paper, I'm sorry, used drumsticks. Can you imagine? This has been used, so just be careful. Okay, so These are the rules, okay? These are the rules. You have to keep the gloves on. You can, like, break the toilet paper. If it starts to get hung up, you can break it. That's fine. But there needs to be no toilet paper left on the drumstick, just the cardboard. Okay? Are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! Woo! Go, go, go! Go, Amanda! Oh, she's beating you. She's beating you. Come on, give it up, give it up, give it up. Come on, this side, this side. Oh, it's so close. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah! Woo-hoo! That was so close. So, Kelsey, would you please give our winners each, or our whole group each a pie from Denny's? She's trying to figure out how to bend over in the dress. Okay, I'll take your gloves. Can you pull them off? That's great. We have, can you borrow them? Actually, these will be available in the silent auction at the end of Twirl. So there you go. So your pies are yours to share with the people in your row. I'm kidding, you probably don't want to do that right now. All right, so you each win a pie, but then what's your name?
Carrie.
Carrie and Amanda, because y'all won. You each get a gift card to Denny's in Otsego. I'm not sure what's happening here. All right, here you go. Give it up for everybody. Thank you so much. You can go this way.
I have a did you know?
Oh, tell me later. Tell me later. Yay, good job. Thank you. Oh, you guys are great. That's my kid. Okay, what's next? Oh, okay. So we have another segment of our show that we call Things That Twirl. Name some of the things we've said before at Twirl. Umbrellas. Christmas lights? Did we do that? Oh, we did that. A toilet? Toilet, water, round the bowl, down the hole. A lazy Susan, yes, okay. So today we're doing a round brush. You know what I'm talking about? Unfortunately, sometimes you can get really bad results, as our dear Twirl Girl friend, Peyton, found out.
I'm currently waiting outside of the Fantastic Sam's of Rogers, Minnesota, because I went into work this morning with a roller brush stuck in my hair. I don't really know what to do with myself. I've laughed, I've cried, I've done both of which at the same time. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, what?
Peyton, where are you? All right, you're up. Come on, give it up for Peyton. Oh my gosh. Hey, you got it out. Yes. Hi, welcome to Twirl. I'm gonna give you this because I'm actually gonna talk to you for a minute. So
Okay.
Okay. All right, could you tell us how that happened?
Well, you see, I was a little bit tired. I got up for work in the morning. It was like 6 a.m. Who functions properly before like 8? Who? Nobody. So I got up and I reached in my drawer to grab my regular brush, and I usually like tease it up a little bit in the front, tease up my hair, get some volume going. So I grabbed this brush. It was the roller brush. Put the roller brush in my hair to tease up my hair, not knowing it was a roller brush. And lo and behold, if you try to tease your hair with a roller brush, it will get stuck. And you'll have to go to Fantastic Sam's and they'll have to get it out. And it will be painful. That's what happened.
I laughed my butt off.
I'm glad that it brought you some joy.
It was part of my weight loss, I think. I literally lost part of my butt.
Good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there was a secondary picture she posted as a possible solution.
That That also happened. Funny, so I walk into work, right? And how do you tell your manager you can't come in because there's a brush stuck in your hair? So I walk in with the hat on thinking, oh, he just won't notice, and I don't know. I didn't know what to do with myself, so I put the hat on. That's what happened there.
It was hilarious.
I'm glad.
I loved it so much. And so we were all sneaking around trying to figure out how to get that video off your Facebook. Because we have a lot of really talented video stealer people. And I'm kidding, we don't steal. And then you used it at CO the other night.
I did.
When she preached at Crossing Orange, somebody said, Mom, Peyton used the video at Crossing Orange. And I'm like, go get the Crossing Orange computer and get that video. So, yeah. So Peyton had no idea we were going to call her up here. But here, Peyton, this is some...
Thank you.
Yeah, there's some detangler.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Pastor Kelly.
Yeah, no problem. But I'm having issues. I'm having modesty problems. Kelsey's mom's like, yeah, you need to take care of that girl. If my mom was here, she'd be doing the same thing. She'd probably run up and stick a sticker right here. All those baby pictures with the naked, you know, we got them out for Braden's graduation, the baby pictures, and she has little rubber duckies strategically put.
That's wonderful.
I know. But actually, I have you up here for another reason.
Yes.
Because our theme is Fight for a Girl, right? And so we're talking about kind of 3 different aspects of this. Fight for the girls you know. That's what we're going to challenge you in this part. Fight for the girls you don't, which we're going to get to in a few minutes. And then when I give you the talk, I'm going to give you a talk. In a little while, it's going to be about fight for the girl in you. Okay? Now, Peyton, you're fighting for the girls in your world.
Thank you.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I'm super proud of you for that. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And I know that you have a story, and we're not going to get into all of it or whatever, but can you just tell me what drives you to so diligently reach out to the teenage girls in your world?
Yes, I would love to. I think there's something going on in the world right now that tells girls to directly root their identity, I feel like, into what everybody else has to say about their identity. Yeah? Can we agree a little bit?
Yes.
And I hate that. How sad is that? How sad would it be to live an entire life walking around thinking, oh, who I am is placed upon what other people think of me. Mm-hmm. And I think there's too many, like, I know me, my younger years and adolescence, I grew up, you know, moving into that, trying to grow up thinking like, okay, this is how you function. This is how you shape your dreams and what you're gonna do with yourself around what people think of you. And it was destructive, and it was depressing, and it was awful. And I thought I hated my life when really I just hated the way that I thought I was supposed to live it.
Good, yeah.
So, you know, take that stigma, take that idea that who you are is placed in what people think of you, and raise up girls to know that's not the case, you know? That's not the case.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So Peyton volunteers with Crossing Orange, which is our student ministry, and my daughter Holland is very active in that. And,
yes, she is.
All the ladies on the front row here, the girl herd here. But Peyton has influenced many girls, I think more than you know. I Facebook stalked you, you know, a little bit, mostly when I was looking
That's
for
an
that
honor
video.
and a privilege. Thank you.
Well, I wanted to see that video again, and I have a hard time on Facebook because my page won't let me see other people's stuff and whatever, but I was just reading all of the inspirational things that you say. You said something about selfies like a year ago that my daughter sent to me. Like, so there, Mom. And it was about how selfies aren't so much about pride, but about confidence. Yeah. Do you remember that?
I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Do you remember? You don't remember what you said? No.
Probably something along the lines, I think I kind of remember this. I'm just spitballing this, it could be wrong.
Yeah, just do it.
But
That's
probably something along the lines of, when you take a selfie, it's kind of a slap in the face to the world saying, I think I look good today. Which is kind of cool. You know, you could take that to an unhealthy extent, but for the most part, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey, can we give it up for Peyton? You're great. All right, but you can't leave. You're going to help us with your next segment. Okay. Our next segment. So you can put your bags somewhere else. Holland, would you please give it up for my daughter, Holland? Oh, actually, you're still going to hold this, I think. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so Holland is doing a segment called Cooking with Holland. So why don't you introduce yourself, and I'm going to get your stuff for you.
My name is Holland.
Tell them how old you are.
Oh, I'm 14. I just finished the 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah. Online school, booyah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, tell them what we're cooking today.
Okay, so today we are cooking It's called potatoes, kraut, and sausage. We literally don't know what else to call it, so it's called potatoes, kraut, and sausage because it's made of potatoes, kraut, and sausage. Believe it or not, it is. So on your little gift bag thing that it says "do not open," don't open it.
Don't open it.
The recipe is on the other side of it, so you can peel that off and
don't open
the bag. Okay, so. You're just gonna sit right there?
I'm just gonna sit here
All right.
and make you nervous.
The recipe calls for Polish sausage, chipped potatoes. My grandmother, is she watching them? Like, is she watching? Okay. Hi, Grandma.
Nice.
Hi,
she
Holland's
calls
grandma.
them. Yeah, hi. She calls them chipped potatoes. I don't.
Nobody knows what chipped potatoes are.
Chopped potatoes, really. Sliced onions, celery
Just cut
soup,
your potatoes up.
cream of celery, sauerkraut, and then pepper jack cheese. So first we start with the Polish sausage. And this whole entire recipe is, what?
Yeah.
Oh, she has that thing. Whenever I'm like cooking something, she'll come up and grab my hair and just like, get it out of there. She doesn't want it. Yeah. Okay, basically
We have a lot of hair. There's so much hair right now.
There is so much hair going on right now.
Turn
I
around.
love it.
Turn around, but not over the food. Look at this.
Hey guys, a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead walked up stage.
That's awesome. All right, so basically this whole entire recipe is just putting a whole bunch of stuff in a crock pot.
Put the stuff in the crock pot.
Yeah, we've got this
I like
handy
it.
dandy crock pot right here. So put in your Polish sausage, your chopped potatoes. We usually use just, these are canned potatoes. They smell like boiled peanuts, by the way. These are just canned potatoes, but we usually use just normal potatoes, and we just peel them and chop them up, put them in there. And then sliced onions, her. That means right here for all of you non-trendy people. All right, and then celery soup.
You have to get that.
It's like, what?
Peyton has to get it. She's the assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Throw it at Pastor Eric.
Yeah.
Because he throws things
Nice.
all the time.
Now my hand smells weird.
So this is cream of celery. I guess it's, yeah.
Ew, did you eat it? Ew.
Gross.
Okay, keep going. You got it.
Okay, so
use your spoon. You're going to get on your dress.
These aren't spoons. These are sporks. Whose
No,
idea
there's
was this?
assistants.
There's a spoon somewhere, a
Hold the
large
thing.
one.
Do you want me to hold this?
Okay, it's all
you-
pretend
boom.
anyway.
You,
There we go.
Wait, is it right here?
Teamwork.
Wait, I don't see this spoon. This one? How are
The
we doing
giant
this?
one.
We're so dysfunctional. It's
Lick
great.
it out.
What? Yuck. No.
just
did you
kidding.
say- Ew. There we go.
Great.
No one's gonna eat this. Who cares?
Nobody's going to eat it.
Sauerkraut. Yeah, sauerkraut is disgusting to most sane human beings.
It's kind of good on hot dogs.
All right, some
a little
of you
bit.
like it. I personally think it's super nasty, but even though a large portion of this is sauerkraut, this dish tastes actually really, really good. I would not be up here making it if I didn't think that it was not, good. So that smells really bad. And then pepper jack cheese. We've got some shredded cheese. Usually we just have a whole block of it and we just shred it and put it in there.
Oh, Christy cut it up for you.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks,
Christy.
Christy.
You know what's great about cheese?
Everything
is good
can-
about cheese.
you can put it on-
Accurate statements.
You can put it on any food, and the food that you put it on
That's for your
will
other
be,
batch.
Shh, I'm making a joke. And the food that you put it on will be 10 times greater than before.
That's for your other crock pot.
Okay, let's put
That's for the other crock pot. That's for the other.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so stir it up.
Wait, I was going to make another joke. Putting the cheesy jokes aside. No.
I get it because cheese.
All right, so
Stir it up.
stir it up. Okay.
What do
yeah.
I do with my
And then you
hands?
I don't know. And then you just stir it all up, and you can
Cook it.
Right, so
Yeah.
you can put it on high for just a few hours or low for several hours. Like you can make it in the morning, go to work, and then come back and it'll be done. Basically, you just know it's done when the potatoes are soft. If the potatoes are soft, it's done. And then you can put your cheese on it, and there you go.
You stir your cheese in last. So Jake is going to bring us an
okay.
already cooked batch. I'll take this for you.
Yeah.
Except, yeah.
We're clapping for Jake. All right,
Thank
so
you, Jake. You can take the lid away.
Okay.
Turn it over because it's going to drip. There you go. All right.
All right.
Ooh, that looks amazing.
He's my boyfriend, isn't he cute?
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I told you that.
I forget things.
Okay, so Peyton.
Nice, nice.
Peyton, now I'm going to make you
Good
eat
job,
this
Jake.
on stage in front of like 900 people. Yep. You can eat this
Okay,
now.
you have to taste it, Peyton. That's why we
Taste it.
kept you
Oh
up
man, there's gum in my mouth.
Just spit it at Dad.
here. I'm a mom.
Thanks, PK. Okay, I'm going in. I'm kind of excited.
Yeah?
It was good.
Yeah?
It's so good.
Yeah.
Good.
Isn't it so
Okay.
good?
Good job, Holland.
2 people who want to try it.
No, wait. Who here in this room does not like sauerkraut? All
Okay,
right.
right on the end of the aisle right there because it's easy
You.
for her to get out. Okay, yeah.
Joy, you. Get
Okay,
up here.
you too, run. You have to go. Do we have music?
Run.
We have running
Yeah, we're
music.
dancing. What is the song? Oh, yeah, I hear it.
Joy.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I'm nay-nay. Should I teach you how to nay-nay?
Yeah.
Watch me whip. Now watch me nay-nay. You know? It's trendy, Mom. You don't... All right. Okay, now I'm going to make you guys
just
try
taste
this.
it. Just eat right out of it. We're all family here. Go ahead.
Feel
can
free.
try.
I'm nervous. I haven't tried it either, so...
It might be hot. Is it hot? I don't know. Joy just ate a potato. Is it good? Yeah? Yeah?
Good
Good?
stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so rock, paper, scissors. Okay, you're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then shoot. Okay? All right, you got it? You got it. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2. All right, paper covers. So you win the crock pot with the
Yeah.
But we're gonna plug it in backstage for you. So come up and get it at the end. All right? Thank you, ladies. Nice job. Thank you, Peyton. Can you give it up for Holland and Peyton?
Got the whole world asking how I does that. Hot girl, hands off, don't touch that. Look at it, I bet you wishing you could clutch that.
Okay, we have another Instapic. Another Instagram video or picture. Who is it? A good kind of crazy. Amy Verlinich. It was, okay, whoever it is. All right. Give her a hand, everybody. Okay, what's next? Okay, so there is a segment of Twirl that we always do, never, never, never do we not do it. Does anybody know what it is? Nice. That Proverbs 31 chick. How many of you grew up in a church where that Proverbs 31 chick was always talked about, how she's so awesome and we should all be like her? Okay, so in the book of Proverbs chapter 31, it's like, here's this perfect woman and we all hate her. And, but the problem is that we can't just take stuff out of the Bible like and say, I don't like that. So what we've decided to do is read Proverbs chapter 31 as like, it's like trying to, eat an elephant. You just take one bite at a time, right? Because everybody knows you try to eat elephants sometimes. But I was trying to come up with something funny there and it didn't work. So anyway, so every twirl, we talk about one little aspect from Proverbs chapter 31 that maybe we can somehow tie into something interesting. That's the story of church. Okay, so Proverbs 31, 8 and 9, this is what we're doing here. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. Hashtag fight for a girl, right? So here's the thing. On Mother's Day weekend at the Crossing, I talked about being brave. And I talked about standing up and doing something about whatever it is that drives you crazy about the world. You guys remember that? I know a lot of you women do. And that weekend, I spent a lot of time talking about our friends Sam and Angie Platt, who have gone to Thailand to work with an organization called Destiny Rescue, who are rescuing little girls from being sex trafficked in Thailand. No other organization is rescuing as many girls as Destiny Rescue. You can follow them on Instagram. It's Destiny_Rescue, I believe. And I think it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, they rescued 28 girls in 1 week. Other organizations that are trying to do the same thing are coming to learn from Destiny Rescue. So we are excited that our very own Crossing Church people, Sam and Angie, have moved to Thailand with their 4 children, to work with this organization, and they do it for free, and they are fully supported by people like you and me. So we talked about that a lot on Mother's Day weekend, and that was the same weekend that we released the Twirl tickets, and we just scrambled a couple weeks leading up to it, and we bought these Kelly bracelets, and so that's why we had some special reserve seating at Twirl where people could make a contribution that supported the Platts, also supported Destiny Rescue, because these little girls get jobs learning how to support themselves. And so they get paid to make this jewelry, which then Destiny Rescue sells to help to fund their ministry. And so we did that. So the Destiny tickets, most of the people who bought those are in the center section here. And there was a contribution to Destiny Rescue through our purchase of these, and then a contribution to Sam and Angie Platt. Angie was here for a month. She is actually watching. It is almost 8 o'clock in Thailand, and she's watching online right now. It is 8 a.m. She got up early to be here with us. So everybody say hi to Angie. We love you. So we had a chance, well, when we started telling about this, people started stepping up, and they started making contributions, and we started asking people to consider supporting Sam and Angie. But here's why. There's a statement from Destiny Rescue that I want to share with you, and it says this. If we can put it up. There's something funky on my monitor, by the way, Brad. Can we put up the next slide? Or not. Okay, UNICEF estimates that 1.2 million children are trafficked every year for the first time. That is 1 child every 28 seconds. Much of this is happening in Asia, Africa, and other developing regions, but the United States is no exception. According to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, approximately 100,000 children are at risk of being sexually exploited and forced into the commercial sex industry within the US each year. That's here, that's our house. The average sex trade, age of someone in sex trade, I can't see this, sorry, is a staggering 12 to 14 years old. That's my daughter's age. But many of the girls that they're rescuing are even younger than that. So this is heartbreaking, but there is hope, because people like you and I are stepping up to say something and do something, and we can't all go. We can't all go to Thailand. We can't all get super involved, but some of us can, but many of us can give or be a part of it, and that's why we have things for sale that are supporting Destiny Rescue. All of the silent auction out there tonight is going to support efforts to fight human trafficking. But I had a chance to sit down with Angie the day after she arrived from Thailand, the week of Mother's Day, and we thought it would be fun to show you this video. She explains a little bit more about what they're doing, and then I had a surprise for her at the end. Watch this.
I'm so excited to see you. Oh, you're finally here. We haven't seen each other since, when did you go to Thailand?
September.
September. Does it feel like forever?
Yeah, totally does.
So when was your first trip to Thailand then?
April of last year.
Oh, okay. So it was just
a year ago.
Just a year ago.
Yep.
Okay, and that was just a short trip, right?
10 days.
So you saw the girls who had been rescued.
Yep.
And who were being kind of brought to a better place in life.
Yep.
How did they show the vision to you for the reason, the problem, I guess?
Yep. We went to one of our safe houses that we had rescue girls there, and we were sitting around with about, there was probably, I don't know, 20 girls in that home, ranged from like 11, 10 years old, all the way up to 18. And there was this girl, we were singing songs and connecting with them and just loving on them. And then we were praying with them, and this girl, I noticed her right away. She was just so beautiful, and I still have her on video. She was asking for prayer. She said, "Can you pray, not for me, but for my sister?" We can't find her, and in the village. And this girl had just come in recently from being trafficked from her village, and so she really felt like her sister was going to be trafficked or had already been because they couldn't find her. So we sat down, we prayed with her, and everybody saw this girl from a distance because she had bruises all over her neck, and they were lines like this all the way down, all the way around her neck. And they were just these dark purple bruises. And I just knew that that was not something that was okay. And so I asked the manager of the home what happened and what's going on with her, and she said she was chained to a basement floor. She only had a little leash to go up and down to go to the bathroom, and there was just nothing. And I just broke. Sorry. I sat at the table and I watched her asking for prayer for her sister and thinking, are you kidding me? I can't imagine what kind of hell you just went through. And she was just so lovely. And we prayed for her, and her face was cemented into my memory. So even when I came home, I just, like, God used that face to bring me back, because it was hard to leave. Yeah. It was hard to bring my kids there and just leave comfort of home, and, you know. But her face was just like cemented there, so I did. And every time I think about it's too hard or it sucks or whatever, I think, okay, not as bad as hers was.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so then girls are rescued. How many of you've rescued? I just found out. We're shooting this on Mother's Day week, so just a couple of days ago, in my Mother's Day sermon, I talked about your ministry a lot. So this is the context that we're in right now, as we just talked about it. And I had just seen on Destiny Rescue's Instagram account, like 150 something or 70 something.
Yeah, 179 this year.
So far in 2015. That's a lot of little girls.
Yeah.
So what do you do with them? It's a lot of little girls.
Yeah. Most of the time we have a program that starts with, so we rescue, we restore, and we reintegrate.
Okay.
So that's kind of our mission. And then the last thing is just be a voice, be an advocate for them.
Yes.
So they come in and they're assigned a counselor and caseworker, and we just start the process of restoring them.
Okay.
And all of it is connected to Jesus, every aspect of it. So then we just restore them that way. They are in a program with us, and then we teach them a life skill, so that they don't have to go back in. So the jewelry.
The jewelry, yes.
The jewelry, they make all of that. We pay all of our girls. It's an actual job, so that they can have money and they don't feel that need to go back into it to help their families, because it's all about helping their families.
Okay, so this jewelry that we bought wasn't made like in a sweat house.
No.
For kids that
No.
Because I was like, these are made by little girls in Thailand, and I'm like, they're made by little girls in Thailand.
No.
Okay.
They get to choose. It's like a vocational school, so they can do hair.
Okay.
They can be a barista, coffee, so they get to learn all that, right?
Yes.
And they can do jewelry, or they can also do print screening and make T-shirts and designs. They do all the graphic art, all of it. We teach them all of it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So then they get paid for doing that.
Yep.
And then the organization sells these products, and that's part of the way that that's funded.
Yep.
That's super cool.
That's how their whole program is funded.
Okay. Great. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your family. So as I mentioned when I was telling your story this past weekend in church, that you are the HR director for Destiny Rescue, which is cool. Yeah. That's awesome. But you work for free. What has been the biggest surprise when it comes to parenting there?
Yeah, it has been really, really difficult. We say that we've been together for 18 years. It's been our hardest 6 months we've ever endured, for sure. And part of it is this, that there aren't any friendships being made, because they're used to staying home with mom, and mom's everywhere, yes. And dad's not. And even if he was, he doesn't speak Thai. So there's this huge aspect where they have absolutely no friends. Like Eli had a birthday party a couple months ago, and not a single kid showed up, because we don't know any. Not that we didn't invite anybody, we just don't know any.
Yeah.
So that was really hard for him, and that's why we are really, really praying that we can send them to the international school this year, because they need a community. We all do.
So, because I want to help mobilize people to be support to you.
Yeah.
I know you need monthly support. And we don't have to talk specifically about numbers or whatever, but here's my passion. Growing up in ministry family that never had any money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with people who sacrifice their lives for the sake of the gospel, and nobody takes care of them.
Yep.
You know, we sold Destiny tickets for Twirl, and of course they sold out before the Sunday services even happened. But people at the crossing were coming up and just donating money. They wanted to help you, and then we also had a woman who wanted to give a very generous donation. And so I am very excited right now because I had something hiding behind my pillow.
Hider.
And this is a check for $8,600.
Oh my God.
Let me hold your coffee though, so you know. So if you want to use that for school tuition next year, you can do that. If you just want to use it to eat steak and have wine every day, you can do that too. You probably don't want to use it to only buy wine because that would cause more problems. But, yeah. So, yeah.
He's good.
God is good.
He's so good.
God is good.
Ridiculous.
And we're so honored to be a part of it. And this is just a beginning. This is just a beginning point. This conversation's not going to end. We're going to keep speaking up. We're going to keep doing our part. But this is today. This is just today.
It's amazing.
And we know that as God is faithful, one day at a time, we'll stay faithful. You guys stay in it. We're going to stay behind you. And we're just going to see so much happen.
It's so true.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah, we love you. So here's the deal. Like I said to Angie, that's just the beginning. I feel like, I know that my calling is here, I can't go, but I know that I can speak up and tell you because there's so much power represented right here in this room. There's so much power represented. One woman gave a super generous gift. I'll tell you about that a little bit more in just a second. But what we're gonna do is, through this process and through learning from Angie, this idea of Fight for a Girl came about. I don't know where it's gonna go, but I know that I wanna keep it after this twirl, that we're gonna do Fight for a Girl and we're gonna use it somehow as a way to bridge normal, everyday people like us with the people that are doing that work, and then also helping you find out how you can help them and what we can do. And that's my commitment, is to keep speaking up, because we can't just ignore this and walk away. This is happening in our country. This is happening in our neighborhood. This is happening with children, and this is happening with the women who are caught in prostitution and being sex trafficked just around the corner and in Minneapolis and all over. This happens, and we gotta do something. We can't let our sisters keep being abused and used, right, ladies? So you can go to Destiny Rescue's website. You can order jewelry from them. They have, I'm sorry, but we did a little ripoff because we didn't have time, or we couldn't order it from them, but we created some of our own, these little necklaces that say 26 seconds to remind us to pray, because every 26 seconds, a child is sold into sex trafficking. Now, those are available in the shop. There's, a lot. But this is what I have to tell you. The lady who gave the generous gift wanted to make a contribution to Sam and Angie. She also wanted to make a contribution to Destiny Rescue, and she also wanted to bless the ladies of the Crossing Church. So what she has done, or what she came to me and said, was, I know there are a lot of women who didn't get to get a bracelet and a Destiny ticket with reserved seating, but she said, can I buy a bracelet for the rest of the women at Twirl? And we said, okay. And then we said, we don't know how many are coming, so we did the best we could. So we hope we have enough. But if you do not own a Destiny Rescue made bracelet, if you do not own one, we would like to give you one. So please stand up on your feet if you do not own a Destiny Rescue bracelet. And our guys are gonna run right now and hand out your gifts. Aren't you super excited for what God did for Angie and Sam and their family? When she left after her trip here, raising support for their family to be there another year, they were still short of their monthly support. Imagine every month wondering if your support is gonna come in for your family, right? So here's what I'm gonna ask you to do today. On the back side of your recipe, so you have a recipe on one side, and then on the other side,
you just see a mention of Sam and Angie as the family that we support who works with Destiny Rescue. Their website is andgodsaidgo.com. Everybody say that. 1, 2, 3, go. andgodsaidgo.com. Okay? So Angie has updated her blog to just give you a brief overview of their family, and I'm going to challenge you to go there tonight and sign up to be a monthly supporter of their family. Okay? These people are investing their lives in rescuing these kids. We can't all go, but we can all help. And so even if it's $10 a month, that's a meal. Okay? I asked Angie, I said, tell me about your food situation. She said, we eat rice and chicken every day. So you were clapping. You didn't hear what I said when I handed her that check. I said, if you want to start buying steak and wine, that's okay with me. Because I know what it feels like to invest your life into rescuing people and not have what you need for your own family, because that's kind of how I grew up. We had what we needed, but it was always very tight. So that stress of doing this plus providing for your family, I just want to challenge you. If God moves in your heart, this is no pressure, but if God moves in your heart, go and set it up to automatically recur the support for them. Eric and I, for our part, we give $100 a month. We actually give $105 because I want to cover the PayPal fees. So that's what we do to support their family. That's what God told us to do. God might tell you to do 10 bucks, 20, I don't know, but I want to encourage you to do it. Sound good? Okay, no pressure, but I want to empower you. All right, so now you can open your gift. Ooh, it's so noisy. It's like the hail that was hitting my car yesterday. Oh, it's okay. Now you might be like, what? A Post-it note and pen? Oh, y'all. No, you're welcome. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm getting ready to give you a message that God placed on my heart for tonight, right? Some of you are weird and you always have to take notes. So if you want to take notes, feel free to write really small on that Post-it pad. But please keep it handy, because at the end of the talk, we are actually going to do something intentional with that pen and that Post-it note, okay? So you got it handy? Okay, cool. So keep it handy. And for right now, just don't worry about what it says. If you need to write notes on there, do, but you'll have access to what you need at the right time. Have you enjoyed yourself this evening? Woo, good. Okay. If your truffle's funky, it's because we think they melted during shipment. How about we just throw it out there, Kelsey? Then we don't have to worry about it. You're like, is mine the only one? No, it's most of them. Yeah? Okay. Okay, so at some point, let's just be real quiet and focus. Put marshmallows in your mouth. A bubble in your mouth? The school teachers are telling me how to get women to be quiet. Do we raise our hand, Amy? Okay. When I raise my hand, everybody be quiet. Oh, we have to count down? Oh, so complicated, I can't be a teacher. Okay. For just a minute, I want to talk to you about pivotal moments. Everybody say pivotal moments. Pivotal moments. You don't say pivotal every day, do you? No. I know, it's like word of the day toilet paper. It's kind of one that pops up. I'm going to pray really quick, and then we'll talk. Jesus, thank you for every single woman in this room and all of the women who have gathered to be a part of this through the awesomeness of technology. Thank you for all of the events in each of our lives that all took place to get us right here, right now. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of twists and turns in the road. It's a lot of pivotal moments that we've lived through. But all of the roads and turns and twists and circumstances and good things and bad things have brought us to this moment. So I ask, Father, that you will help us to lean in, to receive a message that you want to give us, so that we don't miss the potential that this moment is indeed pregnant with. In Jesus' name, amen. See what I did there? All right. So we're talking about pivotal moments. You know what a pivot, to pivot is to, pivot on a point. And that's all I know about pivoting. But so I'm just thinking about like moments in life where, you're going a certain way, but then there's a moment where you look back and you say things changed. We have a lot of pivotal moments in our life, good things, bad things, whatever. You can probably pop off a few just right off the bat. This was a pivotal moment. This was a pivotal moment, the birth of your kid, whatever, the moment you embarrass yourself in front of thousands of people, stuff like that. We all have pivotal moments, so we're going to kind of think about that. But we're going to start by talking about one of the pivotal moments that happened right away at the beginning of Scripture, and it's with the chick named Eve. We've all heard of her, right? We curse her when there's not time for the epidural. Or while reaching for the Midol. Don't worry, 7 men in the room, that's all I'm going to say about that stuff. We all know who Eve is. God created the earth. He created the animals. He created the man. And then he said, it is not good for man to be alone. So he created a whoa man, right? He created a woman. She was the one and only. She was Eve. She was pretty confident. She was pretty cool. You know how I know? She walked around naked. Genesis 2:22 through 25 says this, then the Lord God made a woman from the rib, and he brought her to the man. At last, the man exclaimed. Isn't that cool? Don't you want to look in somebody's eyes and have them just look at you and go, at last, everything I've been hoping for I just found in you. That's good, right? At last, the man exclaimed. Now the man and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. Oh, that's good. So what we have is this woman who manages to walk around naked and she has no shame. She seems pretty darn confident. I would say possibly she twirled. Wouldn't you say? Eve was created. She's like confident. She doesn't compare herself with anybody else. Okay, well, she kind of had a head start on that one. But I don't know. I think there were probably 3 reasons why Eve was cool with her situation in life. Here's the first one. She was a woman. All right? This is what she knew. She knew 3 things about herself. First of all, she was a woman made in the image of God, or Imago Dei. Did I say that right, honey? Imago Dei. He's a smart one. She was made in the image of God. Scripture says male and female, he created them. In the image of God, he created them, right? So male and female are both created with God's image on us. That's good, right? And it also speaks to the fact that we both together, male and female, make up a complete image of God, which is like the beauty of the husband-wife relationship, right? Because you kind of get that complete picture of God. So she knew who she was. She was woman, and she was made in God's image. That right there, I think, is cause for some confidence. Wouldn't you say? Yeah. Well, you said it. Next, she knew she was valued. She knew she was a woman made in God's image, and she knew she was valued, because when Adam saw her, he was like, at last, the one who completes me. At last, somebody I get, She knew she was valued. She was the one and only. There wasn't anything competing for the attention of Adam or God. Scripture says they walked with God in the cool of the day. In the evenings, they went for walks with God. Isn't that cool? So she knew she was a woman made in God's image. She knew she was valued because Adam looked at nobody else. Okay, but let's just roll with it. And then third, she was safe in her place. Everybody say, safe in my place. Safe in my place. It's good to feel like you're safe in your place, doesn't it? Isn't it? She was safe in the parameters that God set for her. She was made in a garden, the Garden of Eden. Everything was safe for her, the animals, the trees, the food, like her husband. She was confident because she was completely provided for and she was safe within this destiny that God had designed for her. Again, that's a great reason to be confident, right? She was safe in her place. So you know there were a couple of trees in the garden, the tree of life they ate from, which would cause them to live forever. Then there was that tree of the knowledge of good and evil that they weren't supposed to eat from, you know, because God wants to give us a choice. He's not going to trap us in relationship with him. But she was safe there, and she was confident. She twirled, but then the enemy launched his attack. You know the story, right? So what comes up to her? The snake, and he's like, hey, baby. Do you ever wonder why the snake went after Eve instead of Adam? I mean, really, let's think about that. Like, the snake could have gone after Adam, but I think he was like, meh. But he knew that if Eve, a woman, knew that she was a woman, knew that she had value, and knew that she was safe in the place God set up for her, there was power in that. And he was like, I ain't having none of that. So he started in on Eve. You know, that was the very first time when this problem of women being repressed and held down and abused and objectified and used, even held down in the church, being refused to be lifted up. Across the world, the subjugation that women experience started in that moment. Because the enemy of our souls, the enemy of our world, knows and is afraid of the power inherent in a woman who knows who she is, that she's valuable, and that she's safe in God's parameters. So he was like, I ain't having that. So he goes up and he's like, hey, baby, and he starts talking to her. Now, there's another reason why I think he didn't go to Adam, because I think Adam would have just grabbed a shovel and killed him. But Eve was polite. Eve was polite. She's like, oh, hi. And she engaged the conversation. She should have shut him down. But women are polite, aren't we? We don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. We don't want to damage a relationship. We don't want to cause ripples. So we are polite to the very things and people that would seek to destroy our lives. I want you to think for a second, what or who in your life are you being polite to that you need to stop? Because we smile and we nod and we let them spew their words on us. We smile and we nod and we let them blast us on Facebook. We smile, we nod, we let them attack our family and our children, and we don't stand up and stop being polite because we want to fight for what really matters. Yeah. She was polite. Kind of got her into trouble, right? So here's what happened. Genesis 3:6, you know, he starts talking. He's like, you know, you should eat from that tree, right? Well, the woman was convinced. I mean, there was a little more conversation than that, but, you know, time. The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was what? Beautiful. And its fruit looked delicious. And she wanted the wisdom it would give her. Those are not bad things, are they? Can you blame her? I mean, you can't hardly blame her because all she sees is she's got something that looks good. Like it's pretty good looking. You ever make a decision based on that? Well, it looks pretty. It looks good, and it looked delicious. It looked like it might fill an appetite that she had. It looked like it might fill an empty spot in her life. Have you ever made a decision based on that? I have a need. I have a craving. I have a void that I need to fill. She said it looks like it would maybe help with, you know, an appetite, an empty spot. But then thirdly, she wanted the wisdom it would give her. She's just trying to make a better life for herself. Have you ever made a decision based on that? Just trying to make a better life for yourself. These are not bad things, are they? But the problem was she was safe in her place in the parameters God had set up and designed and created for her, and she was being tempted to try to do something that didn't match up with it. And that's where he got her, right? So then what happened was she reached out, she took a bite, she handed some to her husband. Genesis 3:7. At that, what kind of moment? That pivotal moment, their eyes were opened and they suddenly felt what? Well, that sucks, doesn't it? They suddenly felt shame at their nakedness, so they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. In an instant, the blissful ignorance, the twirl, the beautiful place, the confidence, the boldness, the walking around naked, it changed in an instant. Two things changed. First of all, her perception of herself changed. Have you ever had a moment where you made a decision or something happened and it changed how you looked at yourself? In that moment, she was ashamed. She was embarrassed. And all of a sudden she looked down and she was like, oh no, I need to cover myself. Those things don't even seem tied together, do they? But when you open the door to that enemy lie that wants to get in and you act on it, you just open that up for all kinds of crazy stuff. Nothing had changed in her body, in their garden, but it had changed in her mind and in her soul. In that moment, they felt guilt and they were ashamed and it all changed and nothing was the same and they weren't even sure because it's a deeply spiritual thing. It wasn't just cut and dried all of a sudden. So they started sewing fig leaves to cover themselves. Fig leaves? Is that the best you could do? But apparently. Now, the sucky part about sewing leaves to cover yourself is that you're working really hard to cover yourself, but then the leaves die and fall off, and you have to do it again. Isn't it exhausting to cover yourself and hide yourself through your own effort when you think other people can see in and you start hiding and you start lying and you start blocking out other people and you sew up a series of lies or a series of defenses or walls to protect yourself? That's exhausting, isn't it? But that's what they did. Their perception of themselves changed, but also her perception of God changed. So Genesis 3:9 says this, the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking about in the garden like they usually did. So they hid from God among the trees. They hid from God, like you can hide from God. I'm sorry, if you've ever tried it, it doesn't really work. He's God. So they hid from God, though, because they, all of a sudden, instead of seeing him as a friend and as their creator and their provider and the designer of their destiny, the one who brought them together, instead of seeing that beautiful relationship, all of a sudden they saw him as somebody to be feared because they recognized that he was holy and they were not. And they started to hide from him. Their perception of God changed. He hadn't changed at all. His love for them hadn't changed at all, but their situation had changed because of a choice and because of a pivotal moment. Are you with me? So what's your pivotal moment? Did you have a moment where you were free? Maybe you were very young. You were free to twirl. You were confident. You had big dreams. You were the one that wore your princess crown at every opportunity. And you put on your makeup and you just knew you were the prettiest girl in the world. And you were confident and you were innocent, and then a pivotal moment happened. The pivotal moment looks different for different ones of us. For some, it's something that somebody did to you that changed everything. For some, it's something that was launched at you over the course of time. Maybe just that beating down, just that wearing down, and you just couldn't twirl anymore. And so then your perception of yourself changed. I'm not worthy of being loved. I'm broken. I'm addicted. I'm scarred. And we don't mean to have it change, but we just get our mind open to those little lies that come in, and then we spend our life trying to cover ourselves and make the right look. And anybody with me on this? So what was the pivotal moment? For some, it was a horrible, horrible thing, and you know exactly what it is. For others, it may have been a gradual wandering away. But things looked beautiful. They looked like they would fill an appetite. You wanted a better life, except it wasn't really what God wanted for you. What's your pivotal moment? See, it's my passion for all the women in the whole wide world, but for you in the moment, is that you would not have things that just drag you down and that define who you are, except for you are a woman, you are valued, and you are safe in the destiny that God has created for you. That's all. That's what I want for you. But it's so hard to hear that sometimes because you're like, but I did this, but this happened to me, but I struggle with this, but this, but this. We have a lot of big butts. And they look good. Okay, but not that kind of butts. So, what's your pivotal moment? You got something in your mind? It probably changed your perception of yourself. It probably changed your perception of God. You know, those little sneaky lies get in there because when stuff gets separating us from us and God, we start to think that, that God is not good, that he allowed something to happen to you, or maybe he even caused it. We get angry with God. We are afraid of God. We think God walked away. He abandoned us. We think that he's placed a bunch of demands on us that are too hard to bear. I've been there. Have you ever thought God just laid too much on you? Yeah. Our perception of God changes based on the pivotal moments in our life. So today I want to challenge you to twirl around and launch a counterattack against whatever it is that's holding you back from moving forward in your life. This is the moment where I'm going to encourage you to fight for the girl in you. Everybody say, fight for the girl in me. Fight for the girl in me. See, we are so quick to fight for other girls. A bunch of us were like, yeah, I'll support Angie Platt and her family as they try to rescue girls. Yeah, I'll help the student ministry, Peyton, as she's trying to help the teenage girls here. Yeah, I'll sign on. Wait a minute, fight for yourself. What? Oh, that sounds selfish. You think your God doesn't want you to stand up tall and confident and be who he's created you to be? You think there's not a battle for your heart right now? You think there's not a battle for your future in your life? It doesn't matter how old you are. Satan is afraid of a woman who knows who she is, that she's valuable, and that she can thrive in where God has put her. So there is a battle for you every single day. But tonight is what I'm hoping will happen is that you will have a pivotal moment. Not a gradual moment, but a pivotal moment where something shifts and something changes. And you look back to June 30th, 2015, and you say, that's the time where I released what was holding me back, and I started going back toward that future I dreamed about as a little girl. That's what I want for you today. I want you to fight for the girl that's in you. You want to know why? Because God fights for the girl that's in you. God fought for Eve that day too. He walked in the garden and he looked around and he said, where are you? You think God didn't know where they were? They put that in there so that we would know that God looks for us, his lost girls, when we are hiding, trying to cover ourselves up, trying to put on appearances. He looks for us and he says to them, where are you? And they were like, well, we hit, and God was like, what are you doing? I haven't changed. But he understood their shame. He understood. He didn't go, take off those leaves, you're fine. You looked the same way 5 minutes ago. He understood that something had shifted. A moment had happened. And so he killed an animal and he made clothes for them. He shed the blood of an innocent animal to cover their bodies with clothing that he made just for them. He protected them. He showed his love despite their betrayal, and he fought for them. Now, the story goes down into history, but this is where we stop and say the reason this story is in Scripture is because we can place ourselves in this story. Where are you in this story? God wants to fight for you. He sacrificed his son Jesus to cover the shame, the pain. He covered you. He says, stop trying to do it yourself and cover yourself and put up your defenses. He's like, I got it, I got you. Jesus covered all that. You're good. You look awesome to me. He fights for you. But it's our choice as to whether or not we'll let him and we'll choose to step back into the destiny he's created for us. But that's hard to do when you have those moments in your past that are sucking you down and they're holding on, right? That's hard. So what we're going to do tonight is just a little thing a little exercise that hopefully will help to kind of make this practical. So I'm going to invite my friend Kelsey back up. You met her earlier because this was partly her idea. And she's going to explain to you what we're going to do right now.
All right, so you have these Post-it notes in your bag, right? Okay, so Pastor Kelly's been talking for a few minutes, and the way I picture what she's talking about, these pivotal moments, is like there's a path that you were on, you were headed somewhere, however long ago it was, wherever you wanted to go, wherever your dreams were leading you, wherever God was leading you, you were on this path. Then something happens and the path splits, right? That's the pivotal moment. And it's scary because then we go down this path, and when we realize it's maybe not the right path, we kind of want to step off of it and get back to where we were. But that's a scary thing to do, because once you step off of this path, you're just kind of lost in this nowhere land between the two. So it's safer to just stay right on that path, you know? But what I want to tell you is that that woman that you were becoming, she's still there. She's still there. You can still get back to her. You can step off of this path that you're on. And here's what I want you to know. The way to do that, there's a direct line from this path to this path, and it's all tied up with the ability to release whatever happened in that moment. You need to release it, and we're going to help you release it. So what we're going to have you do is grab your Post-it notes. Don't write anything on it yet. Just keep listening. And I want to say, I don't care if you're a Christian or not. This has nothing to do with that right now. I don't care if you feel like you belong here or someone just drug you here. I'm talking to you. This has happened to everybody. I know some of you got drug here. I drugged some people here. But I'm talking to everybody here. So you're going to take these, you're going to write on them, and you're going to release it, whatever it is. And then we are going to gather them up. I'll explain that in a few minutes. We're going to gather them up. Tomorrow morning, the staff girls are going to gather together on your behalf. We're going to read through these. And it's not about praying for you, although we'll do that. We're going to pray for you. This is more about us bearing witness to your heartbreak, because there's something, and we want you to know you're not alone in it, that we see it, that we see you. And we want that because we want you to know that God sees you. Okay? So we're going to pray for you. We're going to allow you to release this so that you don't feel like you're alone anymore. We're going to try to feel your pain as we read them too. Like, we're going to let it hit us because we want you to be able to give that pain over so you don't have to be in charge of it any longer. So in some cases, particularly if it's an offense that was done to you, it's really easy to think, if I release this, that person will get away with it. If I let this go, no one's going to hold them accountable anymore. So I have to hold on to it to make sure that I hold them accountable for what they did to me. Right? That's a pretty easy thing to think. So we're going to read these, ladies, and we're going to let you know that you don't have to be in charge of it anymore. You can write it out knowing that we're going to stand with you, and you don't have to be in charge of that offense anymore. Now, we're not going to join you in your outrage. We're not going to say, I can't believe that happened to her. That's not what I'm saying. We're not going to hold an offense for you. We're going to hold space for you. We're going to hold space for you tomorrow morning. And we're going to love each of you every minute that we do it. So as you write your thing down, release it. As you watch the ink leave the pen, let this thing leave your life. The power that it's had over you for so long, just let that power dissipate. It doesn't have to have you anymore. See, we want you to release this to us so that we can relieve some of your pain, but ultimately our goal is that you release it to God, because He can not only remove the pain, but He can remove the scar. So I want you to go back to that moment. I want you to look it in the face. I want you to stare it down, and then I want you to let it go. You can just let it go. This is the moment that you get to choose to fight for a girl. This is the moment that you choose to fight back. So write it down on your paper. We're going to give you a minute. All right, so here's the next step. Here's how you're going to turn it over to us. Our sit team is ready with some journals that they're going to pass down every few rows. You're going to take your Post-it note, the one that says today I release, that you just wrote on. You're going to put it in the journal and pass it to the girl next to you. Okay? Just put it in, pass it on. If you're on the end of a row, pass it to the row behind you. We're going to go front to back. If someone hands you a journal and you've already had one, just hold it up and the sit team will come and collect it from you, and that's how we know that it's made it through the whole room. So that's gonna happen right now.
You can just stay standing. If the journals are still passing, don't worry, there's time. We helped you to do something today that's important for all of us to do. But the very most important thing is for you to find yourself back into that safe place that is in the arms of your Creator, in the place that He's designed for us. Would you agree with that, ladies? So tonight, I'm gonna ask, do you need to make the choice today to walk back into the loving arms of your good Father, Creator, and let Him carry you to the destiny that He's created for you? If today you haven't done that before, or if today you know that you need to do that once again and step back into those loving arms, I'm gonna invite you to just put your hands in the air. The international sign of surrender, just put your hands up in the air. You will not be the only one. Just put your hands up in the air. And I'm going to lead you in a prayer together. Now, there are women all around you who have done this before, so we're all gonna pray this together. I'm gonna invite you to just close your eyes, raise your hands and say this. Just say, Jesus, thank you for giving me freedom from what holds me back. I receive your love. I receive your forgiveness. I release my life into your loving care. Will you lead me into the life you've created for me? Amen. Would you give those ladies a hand right now? If you did that today for the first time, I'm going to challenge you to tell somebody before you leave today. That makes it real, you know. Because otherwise, a week from now, that little sneaky enemy is going to be like, hey, baby, yeah, that didn't happen. And you're going to be like, yes, it did, because I told Kelsey. Everybody's going to tell Kelsey. Tell somebody before you leave today. We will celebrate with you. Now, I'm just going to shoot something up on the screen really quick. Your Post-it note said, I release, right? And it had something for you to write in. You can do that every day. You know, at the end of the day is better because you'll sleep better that way, right? Release whatever it is you need to. But then there's one that says, I accept. The Bible is full of promises that are for you as God's child. So maybe today, I'm going to let you be seated. Maybe today you need to write on there, I accept God's love for me and choose to follow Him with my life. Maybe that was it. You write it, you put it in there, you keep it, put it on your mirror. Maybe that's you. Or maybe there are any other number of things that you can choose to accept today. I accept forgiveness, healing, joy, hope, a new family because my old one sucked. I don't know. Sometimes family is very painful to people, right? So maybe God wants to surround you with a new family, a new church family. Freedom, love, friendship, peace. What if you need to accept yourself exactly as you are? Maybe you need to just accept God's dreams for your life and trust Him that He's got good ones. That's for you. That's what we have for you today. That's my wish for you today, is that you would release, you would have a pivotal moment, and you walk back into the destiny God's created for you. That's it. God bless you.